I, I did say theoretically. I believe I have to still pass the checks.
Oh, I know.
But but it's gonna be good stuff, I think. And yeah, I got like a good chunk of new spells, honestly.
Amazing.
So good stuff.
Heck yeah.
I almost started streaming to Twitch. Whoops.
Oh my gosh.
Please don't do
I want to buy the new player's handbook.
Yeah.
D6. 1, 2, 3. Missy, that's you.
Me?
You- yeah.
I have 1,000,000 more hit points.
Perfect.
And I got that bestial soul thing, so I can at a short or long rest I can change if I want to be able to climb stuff, which means I don't need to do any ability checks to like climb upside down on ceilings or anything.
Crazy.
And my climb speed is the same as my walking speed, or I could jump and make an athletic check to jump that number of feet. And I could swim or breathe underwater.
Yeah, you just become a super freak in nature.
And I got
and then an extra rage.
Yeah.
That's actually huge. And you have what, 120 hit points now, or
79? But that's
I know that's a fuck ton.
Holy smokes!
Trying to see who in the next closest would be. Gavin's at 62, but fighters have a big hit dice, so that makes sense.
I've got 44.
Dunkel, 48, 44. Yeah, that's huge. Just double everyone else's. Okay, next is 1, 2, 3, 4. That was Kevin again. Alex, what did you get?
I have lightning and thunder damage, or resistance. Lightning and thunder damage resistance.
Oh, you got cool stuff. Yeah.
And with that, whenever I cast a spell of first level or higher that deals lightning or thunder damage, creatures of my choice within 10 feet of me take 3 lightning or thunder damage.
Yep.
And
so,
I choose lightning or thunder damage with that one for that part. Thanks.
And you what?
That was your choice.
Yeah.
And I get to choose whether it's lightning or thunder.
Yeah, you choose lightning or thunder, which is like pretty cool. So yeah, if you're getting swarmed, like basically any time you cast lightning or thunder, it just deals an AoE damage around you.
Yeah.
Storm's Guide, is that new? Have you always had that? The ability to subtly.
Also just got that.
Yeah, tell me about that.
So I can subtly control the weather around me. So if it's raining, I can use an action to cause the rain to stop falling within a 20-foot radius. If it's windy, I can use a bonus action each round to choose the direction that the wind blows in a 100-foot radius sphere centered on me.
Nice.
And then the wind blows in that direction until the end of my next turn.
Amazing. And then you got new meta magic, right?
Did I?
You sure did, because you messaged me about it.
Oh, no, that was the one I had already had.
You already had that?
I just wanted to know if that was something. Yeah.
Okay.
That's why I asked the question.
I gotcha. Yeah. You can attack. Oh, gosh. Pretty cool.
Well, I can just go next since Randy's not.
Go for it.
Randy's talking to the smoke alarm guy.
Oh, God.
Oh.
I just got a new feat. And that feat is Piercer. So it lets me, I was debating between the ability score improvement or a feat, but then this feat gives me a +1 to either strength or dex. So I maxed out my dex with it, and then once per turn, when you hit a creature with an attack that deals piercing damage, you can reroll one of the attacks damage dice, but you must use a roll. And then when you score a crit, it deals piercing damage to the creature. Oh my god, I can't speak. When you score a crit that deals piercing damage to a creature, you can roll one additional damage die when determining extra piercing damage that the target takes.
Okay, cool, yeah. So
Stuff.
you would double your damage and then add an extra dice. Or, sorry, double your dice, then add an extra one.
Yep.
Nice. That seems pretty good for an archer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like feat is just 9 times out of 10 the way to go because there's so many feats that give you stats.
Yeah.
Just like Piercer. You know, and
for sure.
I'm always a fan.
I get a lot of feats.
So yeah, you have a 20 dex now. You got the maxed out dex. That's crazy.
Yeah. I was gonna say, do fighters normally get this many feats, or is it because I'm an arcane?
Fighters get additional ability score improvements. So for every class, you get an ability score improvement every 4 levels. So 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. Yeah. And then fighters, you just get more.
Yeah, mine's 4, 6, 8, 12, 14, 16, 19.
Yeah, I want to pull up the...
That's insane later.
And I think part of it is like making up like fighters. Most of them don't really have spells or anything like that, you know, so there's lots of other things that they add in to try to make it cooler. But yeah, I think fighters just get extra ability score improvements.
Right.
And for those ability score improvements, you can choose the score or the feat.
Does this campaign have a level cap? Or
does the campaign have a level cap? No.
Not a cap, but like a limit, or like we're supposed to end at?
I mean, there's like recommended numbers, but
yeah,
we'll play until it's over, you know.
Love that.
Randy, you're the last one to share your new things.
Yeah. Vines don't stick to me as much.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you're a slippery boy with an eye?
Yes.
Boy. his words. You got an extra spell slot, which is good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, let's see. Yeah, so moving through non-magical difficult terrain, no extra movement, so you can just do it. If it's magical, then SOL. Non-magical plants won't be slowed by them, won't take damage. If they have thorns, spines, or anything like that, you have advantage in saving throws against plants that are magically created or manipulated to impede movement, such as the Entangled spell. So you could like cast Entangle and then move through your own Entangle without disadvantage, which is very good.
That is correct.
You're just a nimble boy.
Yeah.
Great. Cool. What happened last week? A lot of fighting.
Fighting. And I basically attacked that mound from the inside until it was gone.
Yeah. Maddie got sucked up by the shambling mound and busted through it.
Go to Dunkel.
Yeah, so did Tunkel.
Esmeralda couldn't hit anything.
Oh, and then that guy came and he told us to go eat with Strahd.
Yeah.
In 2 days.
Yeah.
Coming back in 1 day for our answer.
Yeah, Rahadon.
The roleplay chat, Cav Dog, come on.
Yeah, the roleplay chat was utilized, which I was very happy about. Looked like a little bit of back and forth on whether you should do it or not, and it looked like the consensus was, like Dunkel said, not much of a choice, or he'll just show up in the next place. You know, he is the land. He is the ancient. He is everything. So he can kind of do as he pleases. But yeah, you met Rahadin again with his chorus of screams. Anytime you're near him, you hear these thousand screams around him, and then got the letter. So, you guys are now just kind of like at the top of the winery with the aftermath of the battle. All the blights have fallen since you destroyed the staff. The Golthias staff, and it withered away, and all the blights went away. You also heard a warning from the druid controlling the staff. Do you remember his warning?
That tomorrow the winter tree was going to go bananas.
Yeah, Winter Splinter, he warned you of. With his dying breath, he wheezed, "For Winter Splinter comes, and when dawn rises, the nectar of victory will turn to ash on your lips." And warned of something named Winter Splinter coming. But yeah, you guys are post-battle here. Probably looking a little rough. What do you guys do here?
Looking just fine.
No one rested. I think you just finished the battle and took the XP.
Looked like I skinned my knee. Esmeralda looks like shit though. Like,
Do we want to consider resting here, or do we want to try to head back first?
well, what do you think he was talking about tomorrow? We don't want to be here for that.
It's true.
At dawn? Is that dawn in the morning?
Is this Missy asking, or is this Hattie asking?
Both. I think our intelligence is the same.
Wow.
What?
Aw. Come on.
That's me.
Holy cow.
I was thinking more like your strength is the same.
Yeah.
Dawn is the first one.
Yeah. Right. Well, he said at dawn, so we don't want to be here for that, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Should we head back
Yeah.
and rest somewhere there?
Yes, can you explain?
Is it the tree is still there?
No. So when you broke the Golthias staff, the dead, gnarled tree in the middle started to kind of boil and melt and collapse until there was nothing left, and it just kind of all turned into sludge.
Well, you think it's gonna happen here, or you think we're safe here, and it's just something tomorrow somewhere else?
Esmeralda chimes in. We could always rest a little bit here and continue our way. Spend a few moments, just maybe a short rest, just to be safe.
I would like to kindly remind Esmeralda that she used all her short rest hit dice already.
Well,
Don't know what that means.
is
Um,
anybody too hurt to
Yeah.
to go?
I mean, I'm good to hang out for a little bit if you want, or I'm also fine to just go. Whatever anyone else needs.
I think.
Where are we going? Are we gonna go find the family, or are we going back to what's his face at the tavern? Irvin?
Well,
Irvin?
do you think we could take a chance telling the family and then resting there where they're hiding out?
I think that's the safest bet.
Oh, those guys were pretty angry, but we could try.
I'll be happier if we saved their winery,
Yeah,
right?
we did them a favor.
Yeah, agreed.
So yeah,
At least worth a shot.
let's go back
Do we
there
bring
and
them
see if we
Mariel,
can
or do we
rest.
just like tell them that she ran away?
We'll just say we tried to protect her and she died fighting.
Should we bring her body back?
Yeah, that would be respectful. She's in a barrel. We can bring the whole thing.
I'll carry the barrel.
You think her people will be okay if we bring her back in a barrel?
Well, when we get close, we can take her out and like fold her up, you know, make her presentable.
Well, we
Fold
could
her
just
up.
say we wanted to
like
preserve her
cross
for
her
them.
arms over.
Oh, understood.
I mean, I can also just carry her. We don't need her to be in a barrel.
Yeah, let's do that. I think they might be mortified if we come back with Muriel in a barrel.
Listen, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of Muriel wine.
Oh,
That's pretty gross, Sal.
all right, so
Oh.
we grab Muriel and we go
Her-
back.
Okay, you go down and grab the barrel with Muriel in it. It's pretty big, pretty heavy.
I think we're just gonna.
Might
grab
take
her.
2 of you to carry it. You're just gonna scoop her up.
Yeah, and Hattie's gonna
Mhm.
carry.
Okay. You scoop up Muriel, her body, and retrace your steps heading back to the hideout that the Mardikovs were staying in. You find the little grove, you find the trapdoor, and head down the ladder. Descending the wooden ladder, back down into the damp area, you see everyone from there before. Their eyes eager for any kind of update. Their eyes light up as they see you. Elvire and Claudiu look absolutely in awe at you. You don't need an insight check to see. They're surprised to see you. They didn't expect you to come back. Kind of shaken at your ability to defy Strahd and his druid servants. Davian, at his old age, it's impressive how quickly he stands to his feet with his cane leaning against it. Oh my! You have returned.
All right, thanks so much. Take care.
What news do you bring?
Your winery is safe now. Go back.
Thank the gods. And he glances at the body in Hattie's hands. Oh, dear Lord. Muriel. Elvire, Elric's twin brother, rushes over and grabs Muriel from your hands, Hattie, and lays her on the ground. What happened?
We had to fight a lot of stuff. We just didn't make it.
Tears
Fighting hard.
Tears fill his eyes. They start to swell. She fought bravely. She always had. And he kind of lowers his head. Then he contains himself, collects himself for a moment, and looks up at the rest of everyone else and says, well, she is with her love, Elric, now. May she rest in peace. We will conduct a ceremony for her tomorrow. He takes her and brings her over into another room to kind of move her body into privacy. Davian approaches and shakes your hands. He says, thank you. Thank you for saving the winery. I must admit, I was not entirely forthright with you, and I apologize for that, but I can trust you now. The forest folk didn't attack merely because they are bad neighbors. He looks at the rest of the family, and they all kind of give a nod of approval as he hesitates. My family and I are members of the Keepers of the Feather. We are a secret society dedicated to aiding those who oppose Strahd von Zarovich and his servants. The Keepers of the Feather, which aim to guide and shelter others rather than fighting Strahd directly. We use ravens as our messengers and our spies. I am the leader of this organization, and all of my children are members. Muriel was a member. Erwin and Villaki is also a member, as well as a number of Barovians scattered across the valley. Just over 3 months ago, one of my youngest sons, Elric, Elvir's twin brother, planned to travel to Castle Ravenloft to join the revolt against Strahd. I forbade it. I reminded Elric that the Keepers of the Feather were spies, not fighters, and that joining the rebellion openly could compromise the secret of our existence. He defied me and joined the revolt anyways. Elric died in Castle Ravenloft, and not long thereafter, Baba Lysaga's scarecrows and the druids of Gester Hill, often accompanied by a mysterious dark-skinned woman, began staging attacks against the winery. The winery's best-kept secret is the source of its wine. 3 green gemstones, the size and shapes of pine cones, enchanted with plant-growing magic. Since its founding, my family have used these gemstones to grow 3 vintages of wine. Champagne de l'Estompe, Red Dragon Crush, and Purple Grape Mash No. 3. However, 10 years ago, the gemstone producing the Champagne de l'Estompe was stolen. I don't know who stole it, but I do blame Erwin for failing to keep watch that night. Although he claims to have seen an old woman in the fog with a raven perched upon her shoulder, and the same raven carrying the gemstone away shortly thereafter, I never believed his story. Mostly because our society, the Keepers of the Feather, we know all of the ravens in the valley. We did not know that raven. 3 weeks ago, Baba Lysaga's scarecrows uncovered and stole the 2nd gem, depriving my winery of the means of producing Red Dragon Crush. And 5 days ago, the forest folk attacked and stole the 3rd gem, preventing us from producing Purple Grape Mash No. 3. The Keepers of the Feather, we staged an attack on Yester Hill in an attempt to reclaim it, but were easily driven back. We're spies, not warriors. And the druids, well, they returned 2 days later, now joined by a small army of corrupted blights, and drove my family out. I I had never seen the forest folk command the blights of the Gothias tree before. I did not know it possible. And according to snippets of conversation that my family overheard before we were driven out of the winery, I believe that the druids have been searching for the first enchanted gem, the one stolen 10 years ago. I'm not sure why they are searching for it, or even how they came to know of it. Now, I do not believe that you are capable of defeating Baba Lysaga, certainly not with your current abilities. She is a strong witch. The druids, however, after your reclaiming of the winery, I can see that the druids are a different story. I ask of you a quest. Travel to Yester Hill. Defeat the druids there, reclaim the third gemstone so that my winery can resume at least a portion of its production. We will be busy restoring the winery, however. I would say Muriel could have gone with you, but I will send Elvir to accompany you. He is one of the Keeper's few combat-ready members, a companion for your task. And I promise, should you succeed at Yester Hill, you will be provided with the full support of the Keepers of the Feather permanently thereafter, including intelligence, shelter, supplies, and speedy communication across the valley. What say you?
Quick question. Can I roll like a history check or something to see if Sal's ever heard of this organization?
Sure.
Just want to kind of like see if there's like any validity or something that he might recognize.
Yeah, you got it.
Oh, well, nope. I rolled a 3.
It is a secret society, secret being the key word.
Yep, fair enough.
I mean, you can do an insight check, check the validity.
I don't have to twist my arm. Good thing I rolled an 11.
He seems to be telling the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Where do you get the gemstones again?
They have been in my family for as long as I can remember. I do not know the origins.
Is there anything special about the wines? Or is it just wine?
No, it is the finest wine in the land of Barovia. And quite frankly, the only source of wine. There is no other winery in these lands. Many will go without alcohol and wine.
What do we stand to gain?
The full support of the Keepers of the Feather.
Uncle, I think this means you could grow grapes. It could give you some
we
grapes, I'm sure.
Be more than happy to throw in some winemaking lessons.
I think having spies and messengers could be beneficial.
Plus, what kind of supplies could they have?
What about lifelong free wine?
Make a persuasion check.
Five.
He squints at you. Uncle, you're a handsome fellow.
I
Are
know.
you married?
If only.
I'll tell you what, Uncle. If you succeed in this task, you can have as much wine for your wedding as you can imagine.
I'm in.
Ah, wonderful.
Where do I go?
He stands up a little further, tries to stand up on his cane a little bit. He says, "Now that I have your support, did the druids mention anything by the name of Winter Splinter?"
Yes.
The keepers and our raven spies, we heard briefly this word during their attack on Yester Hill. We do not know what it means. We have noticed that the druids appear to be preparing for a ritual of some kind atop Yester Hill. And my ravens have seen them building something in the stone circle at its peak.
Well, they said something about something happening at dawn tomorrow, along with that.
His eyes widen a little bit. At dawn. Oh, gods, I urge you, please travel to Yester Hill before dawn. Recover the stolen gemstone. Defeat the druid's evil plot. Yester Hill, it's less than an hour's walk from here. I'm glad to offer you shelter tonight at the winery to rest and recuperate. And I promise I will send Elvir to wake you a few hours before dawn. You can take them, hopefully by surprise, in the morning.
Sounds good to me.
I think that sounds like a good plan.
Do you have anything that can help us in battle? Muriel did not help very much.
I have Elvir.
Can we test Elvir?
You to test Elvir? Unfortunately, no. You cannot test Elvir.
Why not?
But a sword is a sword. I mean, he can stand there and take a few hits for you. Distract the enemies, perhaps.
Oh.
What?
Or end up in a barrel.
That is a risk that he is willing to take. But Elric was his brother. He would like to do anything he can to avenge his brother.
I'm sure he'll be a great asset.
Claudio, please, show them to a room they can stay in. And they do. Take you to their rooms.
Okay.
Our rooms.
Let's see here. All right. Everyone can do a long rest.
You.
I've done it.
Why the death one?
And I should be back in a second.
Okay.
Oh, he's back. He's back. Hannah? You coming?
It is 9:30.
What could he be doing?
Well, his mom called. He's back now.
No.
Ikenna,
Just doing a long rest.
are doing a long rest, and we're being woken up before dawn to go stop the druids from doing the ritual.
Is this the beginning of Baldur's Gate?
You're also muted, Ikenna. I don't know if you knew that.
Oh,
On Discord.
got it now.
Excellent.
Okay. So
While everyone does their long rest, I'll just go ahead and move forward here. Elvir comes and wakes you all about 2 hours before dawn, just like promised. He gives you a cheeky grin. Well, everyone have a good night's rest?
Yes.
Yeah, it was
Pretend
not
like you weren't just like a total dick to us before we left, though.
Oh, well, I was angry. I've had some time to reflect. I see now that you are capable, at least to defy Strahd. I hope you could appreciate my caution. It's not many adventurers that come in here and cause quite a ruckus as you, which I like. He says, we must move hastily. We need to make a quick detour en route to Yesterhill. Meet with a contact I have in the area, a man named Kavan. I can't be sure, but I have reason to believe that Kavan might have more information about the Druids' plans and defenses.
I don't
Right,
think
the way.
Kavan knows anything.
A couple people talked at once. Didn't hear what you said.
Go ahead, Dunkel.
Why do you think Kavan knows something?
I have my suspicions. Kavan is neither dangerous nor a servant of Strahd. I'll share more when we meet with him.
Why are you being so secretive?
It's not necessarily secretive, just letting you know that we're stopping along the way. He's a spirit that dwells in the Svalich woods. I intend to summon and speak with him, as I have multiple times before.
What does he look like?
A spirit.
Sure, like the spirit of a goat? The spirit of a dragon? Does he look like a person?
He looks like a person.
What color is he?
The color of a ghost. White.
What were you going to ask, Val?
I just said, show us the way.
All right. Let's go.
Andy, have you ever seen a ghost?
I mean, in that house that we were in, those kids. Remember?
You guys were ghosts when you crossed over to the ethereal plane.
Yeah, you met those ghosts. Met those kid ghosts.
Okay, so you set off with Elvir leading the way. A thin, chilling mist curls through the vineyard, twisting around your ankles as you set off from the winery towards the main path. You head south, cold moonlight flickering in from the lower clouds and casting long shadows across the loamy earth. The velvet cloak of the night sky rests silently overhead, but it's soon swallowed by the gnarled canopy of the Svalich woods, whose long, dark branches reach over the path like skeletal limbs. The mist surrounding these lands, it's thicker here. The air is crisp and chill, and a palpable silence seems to envelop the entirety of the wood. The quiet is only occasionally broken by the snap of a twig underfoot, the squelch of mud beneath your boots, or the distant hoot of a mournful owl. Oh, I should pull up, the map, huh? Mm. Are you in
Yep.
Tilspire? You kinda did it summon you?
Yep. Waiting for the adventure to begin.
There we go.
Perfect. Big Dunkel.
Cool. Big Dunkel. So you're heading south here, kind of detouring into the woods.
I love how the
Big
mouth
what,
shakes.
Dunkel?
What's that?
I said big what, Dunkel?
Nobody said anything but Big Dunkel.
Oh, we just said Big Dunkel.
Set your mind at Randy.
What do you mean?
No,
Big Druid Dunkel.
Yeah.
Big D Dunkel. What else? What else would it be?
Hey, that's all.
As you travel south, a few swarms of ravens take off from a nearby tree and follow you down the road, flying above the canopy. Elvier looks at you all and says, "The ravens likely want to help, and that they can keep watching the skies while we traverse the roads. It's helpful. It's peaceful knowing they're nearby sometimes." The ravens kind of perch in the branches nearby trees whenever you take little brief breaks and stops along the road. While traveling along the path, Elvier notes wistfully that I used to walk this path with a friend of mine not long ago. It's so strange how quickly things can change for the worse.
Who is your friend?
He kind of smiles and looks down. My brother, Elric.
Oh, before Strahd got him?
Yes, unfortunately. Before he died. You see a painful look on his face as he kind of relives the moment and reminisces along these paths throughout the woods. About
Did you have a
3/4
service
of...
for him?
What's that?
Did you have a service for him?
We did.
What do you do when someone dies here?
We bury a plot in the ground, put him in it, say some words of pleasantries and a sort of eulogy, perhaps. Probably not far unlike your own in your lands.
I guess that's sort of similar to what we do in the Great Dale.
What do you do in the Great Dale, Dunkel?
We find an appropriately sized log for the lost one, and we stuff them in it, and then we fill it full of berries. And we put that in the ground.
Seems like a fitting rite of passage in the woods.
Yeah, we don't give a eulogy, though. We just sit there and listen to the cicadas and birds.
Sounds peaceful. I'll have to give that a try sometime. About 3/4 of a mile, about 15 minutes south of the winery. So, I mean, it's not a very long walk, less than an hour, right? To get there. Elvier briefly leads you off the main path and onto an old, overgrown footpath. The footpath veers deeper into the undergrowth, the vines and underbrush clutching at your clothing like soft, grasping hands as you cut forward through the tangled flora. Dunkel, you seem to move a little bit quicker than everyone else through these vines. You've discovered a quick step as you're able to navigate the flora and fauna easier than others. The trees, they grow close together here, and the air grows thick with a heavy silence. And it's not long, however, before the path opens up into a small mossy clearing, illuminated faintly by the pale moonlight above. A soft, crisp wind dances through the trees here, and the rustling of the leaves sound almost like a cacophony of whispers. At the center of the clearing stands a tall mound of large black stones, an ancient cairn adorned with lichens, red blooms, and a collection of strange runes. Dunkel, do you speak Druidic?
Sure thing.
Dunkel, you notice the runes on the mound form an epitaph. They read, Kavan the Blood Drinker, Forsaken of the Rosanna, First and Last Chieftain of the Balanok Mountains, may his spirit reap the harvest of his arrogance.
Wow.
I read it out loud in common.
Whoa.
Wow, what do you think they did with him when he died?
Isn't he his friend? Doesn't he know?
Elvir nods a little bit. Just watch. Elvir kneels before the cairn and produces a dagger from his boot. Makes a quick cut across his palm, allowing a few drops of blood to drip into a basin at the base of the cairn. He then quickly curls his palm into a fist. When he does, his blood drips into the basin, and the low curtain of mist around the cairn seems to quiver. The mists rise, gently swirling into the air until the spectral form of a man steps forth from their moonlit depths. 1 second here.
What color is he?
He's white. 1 second here. There he is. His face is lined and weather-worn, his thick brow creased above dark, piercing eyes. He is clad in simple leather armor and rough-spun cloth, his arms and chest marked with a tapestry of scars and tattoos that seem to shimmer in the pale, eerie light. Earrings forged of animal bone and jagged obsidian hang down to his shoulders, which are near covered by a cascade of long, dark hair. His hands are calloused and rough, and a wooden buckler grasped in his left. In his right hand, he wields a long, wicked spear forged of mist, its point seemingly to devour the ethereal light that suffoces the clearing. Greetings, Muriel Finch. Greetings, Elvir. Martikov. It rumbles. I see you have brought new companions this time.
What?
Elvir looks at you all and looks at the ghost. This is Kavan, an ancestor of the mountain folk. Kavan. These are my friends. Dunkel, Hattie, Gavin, Sal, Valerian, and Esmeralda, and Irina. Greetings, warriors.
Hi. Nice to meet you.
Hello.
May I ask you, what are your clans and what are your victories?
May I ask you what Elvir's last companions were like?
What?
You said we're Elvir's new companions. Can I ask what his last companions were like?
I don't know anything about you. What is your clan? And what are your victories?
Clan Havenstasher.
Clan Havenstasher.
Can you say clan? C-L-A-N?
Yep.
Yeah, clan. Clan Havenstasher. I ate the most good berries at our annual contest last year.
A fine victory indeed, Dunkel of Clan Havenstasher.
And ye, what are your victories?
His smile fades. My relationship with my people is complex. You. He looks at you, Hattie. What is your clan? And what are your victories?
I don't have any clan. What are you talking about?
I like nudge with my elbow. Hey, just say you're a Havenstasher.
I'm not having Sasser.
You're in the Great Dale eating the Havenstasher's last cash.
Why do you have to be part of a clan to come past here? I don't understand.
Simply asking a question.
I mean, I don't come from nowhere, and I don't have many victories, but we just killed a bunch of those druids.
Oh. A victory nonetheless. Who is to say one victory is greater than another? A fool. You. What is your clan, and what are your victories? He looks at you, Sal.
Hello. I hail from the Noir clan. We were a village on the other side of Barovia. I'm believed to be the last of my name. And I've dedicated my life to monster hunting, so I have many tales of surviving vicious battles of various monsters and creatures throughout the lands.
Ah, hail and well met. Wonderful victories. Valerian, what is your clan and your victories?
I guess my clan are my teachers and professors. But that's all in the past. I'd say we've had a lot of victories. Like saving some people, and we just saved a winery, and now we're gonna stop some druids.
Oh. Wonderful victories. Victories to help others. Fine indeed. Gavin, tell me of your clan. Who is your father? And tell me of your victories.
My clan is Clan Nightreach. And our victories, we recently defeated 3 hags. So, big victories indeed.
Big victories indeed, you say.
I think he told you to tell him about your father, Gav Dog.
I didn't hear that.
No? Well, it is a father who brings us in a line of the family tree.
You're right, Kavan. My dad is Dunkel Havenstasher the 71st. Who's your dad?
Oh, he's a dad.
No, I said Kavan.
He's a dad and he's mine. But I don't think
Kavan is your dad?
My father's name was also Kavan. It is a name that was passed down from generation to generation.
What number Kavan are you?
Oh, too many to count.
More than 72?
It could be. I actually don't know.
Wow.
Elvir says, Kavan, we have come to seek your knowledge of the druids of Yesterhill. Kavan quickly looks up over your shoulders. You hear a rustling from the woods behind you. The ravens above you shuffle uneasily, and the spirit's gaze snaps to a point across your shoulders. He holds a hand up, his grip tightening around the shaft of his spear. Hold, Elvir. Hold, Elvir Martikov. We are not alone. Something watches us from the shadows. Does anyone have a passive perception of 17 or higher?
Yes.
No way.
I have an 18.
Liar.
You can check.
Jeez.
I bet you Dunkel probably has a high one too.
Passive wisdom, which is perception.
There should just be a passive perception score.
It's at the bottom.
Probably under like your. Oh, what would it be?
Passive wisdom, which in parentheses is perception.
Yes.
You said
Yeah,
17
yeah.
or higher?
Yeah.
17.
Oh, cool. I assume no one else has that score. What's Hattie's, like 7?
I think so. 9.
Oh god. Dunkel and Sal, you see a humanoid silhouette flicker in the trees before vanishing amidst the darkness.
Come on, who was that?
He squints behind you. He says, What? What is that? Anyone can make an investigation check.
Let's go. Uh, 15.
18.
14.
A nat
No.
20 with a +8.
All
right. You investigate the place where the silhouette appeared. Dead leaves crunch underfoot as you pass between the trees, and the thick mud squelches beneath your boots, Sal. There's no sign of any living soul amidst the cold darkness. However, you notice a faint, reddish light flickering in the distance, like a campfire obscured by branches and brambles. Do you move towards it?
Yeah.
You move towards the light. You move through some of the branches. Suddenly, the ambient sounds of the forest, the whispering wind, the rustling leaves, even the distant hooting of an owl, they go eerily silent. From the depths of the shadows where the trees are thickest and the light do not penetrate, comes a deep, lurking malevolence. The air seems to hum with tension, like the tendons of a beast waiting to pounce, and you cannot help but feel to the very depths of your soul that you are being watched by something powerful, old, and almost unfathomably patient. And then, the sensation fades. The quiet sounds of the woods return, and a heartbeat later, the crimson light flickers out. As you move to depart the clearing, you notice a faint glitter of cold, cerulean light from the forest floor, half concealed by mulch and dimly illuminated by the little moonlight that pierces through the canopy. As you sift through the underbrush, your fingers brush against something hard and smooth, half buried in the soil. It appears to be a small statuette of a butterfly, no larger than the palm of your hand and carved from petrified wood, which is embedded with small, glittering blue minerals that seem to dance with captured moonlight. The figurine's wings are outstretched, as though caught in mid-flight. So you have this small statuette of a butterfly now.
Okay. Can I guess, like, let's do something. Can I use detect magic on it?
Sure.
So, I guess, do I detect magic?
Um, stand by. Mhm.
Or some of those.
I will say. I'll say no.
Okay. And would I have ever seen like a symbol or anything like that would resemble this by chance?
Um, you've not.
Okay. Uh, well, I guess I would like to walk back to the group and say, I don't know what that was, but I did find this, and show them before putting it away.
What is it?
I'm not really sure. It was kind of weird, honestly. I thought I saw like a campfire, and when I went over there, like everything got eerily quiet. And then when all the noise returned, I saw this on the ground.
I think that sounds like suspicious, like someone left it there for you or something.
I mean, kinda, but uh, I mean, I'm not gonna just leave it there.
Just be careful with it.
Can I see
This
it?
way. Oh, sure. I show it to Uncle.
You mind if I see if it's magical?
Yeah, absolutely.
I put my other hand on it and I cast Dispel Magic.
Okay. Nothing happens.
What's it made out of? Wood?
Petrified wood.
Yeah, petrified wood.
Yeah, it seems like a block of wood to me. I hand it back.
Wonderful. I
What are you
toss it
gonna
on
do with
into
it?
the bag of holding.
Okay.
I don't know yet. Admire it later.
Um,
Is it good craftsmanship?
yeah, looks nice.
Maybe I'll learn how to do this, Dunkel.
Become a whittler?
Well, I mean, I've got to do something for the other 4 hours of night when people are sleeping.
Hell, I've always wanted to become a whittler. Bluffle is an incredible whittler. Would you whittle with me?
Absolutely. We can teach each other the best techniques
Do you promise?
with both of my pinkies.
I stick them out and I cross them.
I absolutely do the same. Interlock pinkies. It's gonna happen, Dunkel. My word.
I kiss the thumbs.
I can't bend down that far.
I raise my hands. I'm on my tiptoes.
I oblige and kiss my thumbs.
Wow.
Stamp it.
Elvier says, "Come on. Can you share any information about the forest folk of Yesterhill?" Kind of comes to and refocuses. Indeed. The druids of the forest folk have been more active lately, gathering berserkers from the northern basin and leading blights of the Gothias tree down to the lands below. They appear to have obtained a new leader. Dark-skinned woman clad in a white gown and a golden tiara, with piercing eyes and a pair of sharp fangs. I believe her to be a mage of some sort. I've seen her conjure strange lights and sounds. Recently, the forest folk of Yesterhill, which my people once called Sarmazet. Oh my god. Sarmizaget. Oh my gosh. That's a hard word.
If you
Sounds
were to,
unfortunate.
If you were to spell it, it would be Sarmizeget. 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 No. I don't know what syllable I'm emphasizing.
Sarmizaget.
Sarmizeget? Sure.
all right.
That rolls a little easier.
Yeah, right.
My people once called them that, and they obtained something both new and yet incredibly old, an enchanted gemstone, once belonging to my people, that I thought lost long ago. The forest folk have constructed an enormous effigy of wood and earth atop the hill, within the great stone circle that serves as their meeting place, and placed the gemstone within the statue's chest. Some of the forest folk appear to be preparing to instill the power of the gemstone within the statue, which is woven from the roots of the Gothias tree that grows atop Yesterhill. The ritualists have bonded themselves to the tree's bloodthirsty roots, and plan to harness the power of the eternal storm above Yesterhill to give life to the being within the statue. The Gothias tree is a dark and corrupted entity, and an accomplice to the druid's will. Take my warning that the tree might attempt to obstruct your efforts. But radiance burns it and slows its new growth. Also note that the tree thirsts especially for cursed blood, which strengthens and restores it. There are more than a dozen druids and berserkers now atop Yesterhill, though more have been arriving every day. They appear to be waiting for the one they called the Shadowed Lord, the Lord of the Fortress to the east. It is my advice to you that the druids of the forest folk appear to be far less capable than their ancestors. Should you succeed in disrupting their ritual, such as removing the gemstone from the statue's chest before the ritual is complete, the resulting backlash from the storm's harnessed energy could kill any surviving ritualists. And if it is your interest to destroy the Gothias tree itself, I warn you against doing so. While I do not know the source of its power, it is the host to a great and terrible evil. I can share, however, that until the mage taught the druids to command its children, the tree took little action on its own and appeared content to remain atop Yester Hill. Should you defeat the druids of the forest folk, you will likely find the Gulthias tree to pose little threat to you and your friends.
How do you suggest we defeat the druids?
Well, how did you defeat the druids at the winery?
Right here. And I flex.
Strength from within. Wonderful. Confidence is a strength in itself, Dunkel, and you may be the strongest of them all. Let's see here.
Thanks, Kavan. What led to you being stuck here?
Well, that is a story for another time.
What
All I
time?
will say is Sorry, go ahead.
What time? I'll come back.
All I will say now is I failed my people in life. In death, I wish to atone for those mistakes.
Did it have to do with your arrogance?
I was arrogant, indeed, Dunkel.
How so?
I will tell you more when you return. One of the druids, Dunkel. He's an elder named Svarog. He wields a gnarled wand forged of petrified wood. I will answer all of your questions if you retrieve that wand and return it to my cairn.
Will that let you finally rest?
I hope so.
Do you like being a ghost?
I have no choice but to accept it.
Who made you be a ghost?
Uncle, I will answer all of your questions if you retrieve the wand from Svarog.
All of them.
He hesitates. as many as I can answer. Go with haste. Dawn is quickly approaching. Elvir gives a nod and thank you, Kavan. We shall return.
Quick question for Kavan, actually, about the damage piece. You mentioned radiant damage is effective against a Gulthias tree. Is there any other damage that is particularly effective? Maybe like fire or anything, since it's a tree?
Well, did fire work when you used it at the winery?
I admittedly can't remember.
I think it was weak or fire did not work.
Second here. I'm gonna pull up its. Un memento. What the heck? Bear with me, I'm just trying to pull up the.
You're cool. Sorry, I'm a pain.
Thanks, man. You are too. I needed that.
I'm here to lift you up.
just radiance.
Okay. Fair enough. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab water.
Go
Time.
for it.
Did you hear Sawyer say that the water just looks gross, but it actually tastes just like water?
Oh. How precious.
Sawyer and Finn drank my cucumber lemon water
I cannot believe that.
Ooh.
and went back for more. We're like, yeah, this is actually pretty good. I'm gonna make them the most hydrated and healthy little boy.
Gotta pee the bed all the time.
Whatever. I'd rather pee the bed all the time and be full of cucumber water than not.
Yeah. I just love it that now you can flex on other parents and be like, oh, you let your kids drink tap water? Yeah, my kids drink cucumber lemon water. Ice cold every day.
Once Kevin's back. Oh, you're back, Kevin. Can you hear me? Oh, wait a second. Kevin, he would have told you that, yeah, just radiance damage and bludgeoning, piercing, and psychic damage would have no effect against it.
Okay.
But again, his warning is kind of the tree's bad, but I wouldn't. But maybe don't worry about the tree, and worry about the rest of it. Then the tree will kind of fall into place and maybe kind of leave you alone.
Yeah, it was more so just for information's sake, I suppose.
Yeah, of course. For sure.
But thank you.
Yeah, of course. Let's see here. Okay. Elvir leads you out of the cairn, and you return back to the path. Continuing south towards Yesterhill. After another 1.25 miles, which is approximately another 25 minutes, you hear a voice ahead of you. Good evening. A voice echoes from ahead of you. Or perhaps, good morning. A tall, pale figure emerges from the inky darkness betwixt the trees, riding atop a fiery steed.
Oreo.
The figure's eyes burn through the shadows like smoldering coals, and his alabaster skin seems as cold as marble in the moonlight. He is immaculate in dark tailored armor, and beneath his pristine obsidian black hair, his lips as red as fresh blood curled into a satisfied, malevolent smile. 1 second here. Game relevant information, there's a picture. The steed beneath him snorts. Flames dance from its nostrils as its fiery mane flickers like a hellish halo from around its head. Wisps of acrid smoke fill the air with a scent like sulfur and burnt flesh, and powerful muscles flex faintly beneath the contours of its coal black hide. You notice a flash of metal gleaming with gold and deep burgundy glittering within the saddlebag straps to the beast's back. The man's heel clicks against the steed's side, and it steps obediently forward to obstruct your path. Strahd von Zarevich smiles.
Damn it.
And it widens as he drinks in the sight of you, his gaze boring through the dancing shadows that lurk amidst the path.
Why does he have so much drip?
I know, right?
Drip.
He looks so
I love it.
cool.
1 second here. Where is it?
I was really hoping it would be somebody we could like befriend, just based off the picture. Well,
No, it's Strahd and his nightmare, his steed.
Get it?
Oh, you get it? Yeah, the nightmare. His smile widens and grins at you. He spots Irina, bows lightly, and greets her with a polite smile. Lady Kolyana, a pleasure, as always. He looks and notices Elvir. Well, are you going to introduce me to your new friend? He looks at all of you.
I don't know if we can call him a friend.
He squints at him. You seem familiar. I wonder whether we have met before. Elvir's eyes widen. No. I don't think so. Strahd von Zarevich gives a knowing smile and grin. Of course. I must be mistaken. What business do you have on the road to Yester Hill, especially at such a dark, forsaken time of night? I find it as always... Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I didn't know you were... Continue. Go on.
Oh, no, he was just going to say, I find it as always the final hours before dawn that I most enjoy, but I confess, I did not expect to find kindred spirits on such a lonely path this eve. What are you doing out here?
We're just taking a walk.
Just taking a walk.
Nice.
1 second.
I wanted to see Kavan.
He smiles at you all. Of course you did. He chuckles. Well, I can only assume you have come here for much the same reason as I have. To witness the forest folk's great triumph. The birth of a tree blight they call Winter Splinter. Although, he notes with amusement, his dark eyes glittering in the darkness, I would hazard to guess that you have come not to celebrate their druid's mighty victory, but to vanquish it by sword and spell. In either case, come, walk alongside me as I ride to Yester Hill, for the road is dark and company is always welcome.
Do you have horses for us?
No.
Oh.
But Bucephalus says we can keep pace. We will walk slowly.
I have very short legs. Would you mind if I climbed onto your nightmare?
I would mind very much so. Do not do that.
Then really, I'm going to hold you up terribly. I don't get anywhere fast.
We will walk slow. The company is always welcome.
No offense, but we were kind of having a quiet, nice walk together. It was a bonding moment, and
if we walk with you this whole way, then we're not going to have anything to talk about at dinner in 2 days.
Ah, are you coming? I've been waiting for an answer.
Why do you want to have dinner with us?
I mean, we're pretty cool people.
So I've heard. Very cool people indeed. I would love to host you.
For what?
I'm not all so bad, as the people say.
Don't you think your request was a little forward?
To come have dinner with me? No, I think it's a very simple request.
Huh. How do I invite you to dinner at my house?
Where's your house, Uncle?
The Great Dale. Can you get me there? I'd love
I
to
wish.
host you if it's not too forward. What do you mean you wish?
Well, I cannot leave these lands, Uncle.
The great Strahd von Zarevich doesn't have the power to get me back to where I came from?
You see a look of annoyance on his face now. Trying to break free.
How are you trying?
Enough.
Enough what?
Do you wish to walk alongside me or not?
Well, now the mood's going to be ruined for dinner.
If we walk alongside you, we still have to come to dinner?
It is simply a request. You do not have to come to dinner. I would love for you to come to dinner. How have you enjoyed your time in Barovia since our last meeting? He drives his heels into the nightmare he called Bucephalus, and it starts to walk slowly.
I just say, it would be a lot better if I had a nightmare of my own, and I just kind of put my head down.
He chuckles and says, My bride, Valenta. She appeared to have quite the memorable encounter with you. A tale I quite enjoyed upon hearing her return to Castle Ravenloft. Like my other brides, she does always endeavor to please me, though I must abashedly confess that my favor can be a fickle one. If you remember, there was a vampire that you defeated during your St. Andrew's feast quest for Father Lucian. I remember when you went to the roof of, or the top floor of one of those buildings and found the vampires kind of hanging out there and drove her out. So that was one of his brides.
She tried to
He said, and you drove her off? Very impressive indeed.
I don't understand why you allowed her to do that.
She is her own person. Who am I to stop her from doing what she wishes and pleases?
You're Strahd.
Of course, I could stop her if I wanted to, but what's the fun in that, really?
So you wanted us to die?
If you die, it does not change my day. You will be just like the other adventurers that have come before you, and you will be like the adventurers that will come after you.
Wow.
He says,
I want to eat dinner with you. I'm not convinced I want to eat dinner with you.
That's a pity. I was hoping you'd share my enthusiasm, Dunkel. When you mentioned Kavan, he chuckles. He says, You visited Kavan. Intriguingly, I was not the first creature called Blood Drinker in this valley. You can guess who that was. Long before... Be correct? Long before my time. In the centuries before it came under my protection, Barovia was ruled by a different kind of darkness. His name was Kavan, warlord of the mountain tribes. And he swept forth from the Balanok Mountains like a raging storm to slaughter all who stood in his path. They called him Blood Drinker, for the cursed spear he carried in his own terrible thirst. Kavan, you see, was not of my kin, but he was something far worse. A man of mortal lusts and ambitions. He drank the blood of his victims and buried himself beneath the red-stained soil when he slept, bathing in the terror and pain. His reign, though it lasted no longer than his lifetime, was an era of bloody excess, a testament to the depth of human brutality. Strahd's smile is now thin and sharp, like a broken glass. Remember his tale as you walk these lands? For the echoes of the past never leave us, and the blood Kavan spilled still stains at these hallowed hills. You're approaching closer and closer to Yesterhill now as you walk beside him.
Well, if we were walking, I was walking like painfully slow.
Okay.
Like way, way slower than a normal pace. I was desperately trying to get the invitation onto the nightmare. I'm walking at like less than 1/10 of a mile an hour.
Okay. He's just walking without you. You may have just missed his story then.
Okay.
I mean, he would not stop to accommodate your obvious attempt to slow him down. Anyone that is still up with him, is anyone like keeping Strahd's pace? I mean, he's walking at a normal slow pace, but not Dunkel's slow pace.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm walking normally.
Yeah, Sal would probably be normal, but like in the back normal.
Okay.
Yeah, same.
So Dunkel's just like half a mile behind everyone. Would you have like continued to walk slow if you noticed that no one was slowing down for you?
Yes.
Okay. So Dunkel's probably missing the story by now. So you probably missed that part. So as the rest of you are approaching Yesterhill, why should I allow you to meddle in the affairs of my servants at Yesterhill? After all, he has a glint in his eye, a gleam in his eye. They do work so hard in their efforts to please me. He thinks out loud. What do you think? Why should I allow you?
Do you really care that much about them? To not let us?
Why?
As with my bride Valenza, I enjoy seeing my servants tested and challenged. Allowing you to fight the forest folk at Yesterhill would provide an additional opportunity to do so.
I mean, you're just in this for the show, right?
One could say that, Hattie.
There it is then.
But why should I not kill you now? It would be so easy.
What reason do you have to kill us?
What reason do I have not to?
You want to have dinner with us for something, right?
He pauses at that. You would be correct. Killing you now before I've had the chance to dine with you would be Oh, such a waste. You convinced me, Hattie. I will allow you to live. I do look forward to dining. Fine. I will allow you to fight the forest folk. I'm impressed by your audacity. I offer the following wager to you. If you succeed in your task, meet me at the base of the Whispering Wall to the west of Yester Hill after the ritual, where I will offer you a gift, and I will share with you a secret that you will find most interesting.
And 5 nightmares.
I will see you at the Whispering Wall.
Damn it.
Second here. The trail through the thick woods leads to a hill covered with dead grass and cairns of black rock. Dark, ominous clouds gather high above, and a single bolt of lightning strikes the hilltop. West of the hill, the land, the woods, and the sky vanish beneath a towering wall of fog. A flash of brilliant viridian light suddenly flickers from within an enormous ring of stacked boulders atop the hilltop. As you watch, the light thrums like an unsteady heartbeat, even as it slowly, gradually, and yet steadily grows in intensity. You think you can faintly hear the distant sound of drumming echoing across the mountains from atop the hill. Strahd, who is still with you, says, "If you wish to make good on our bet, you must first meet me at the point where the road meets the top of the hill. I promise I'll make sure the festivities don't start without you. You must meet your opponent, after all. I'll see you at the top." And he vanishes astride Bucephalus. He starts to ride off and just disappears, kind of like vanishes from sight. Almost, not as if he's going further away, but just disappears.
So that was weird.
It's pretty fucked. He's just messing with us.
You think we should meet him after, or should we just leave?
I want to see what he has.
I don't know how I feel about a gift from him.
I mean, again, we're gonna see the guy in 2 days. He could just give us a gift if he really wanted to. Then, why is
Well,
he
he
being
also
so weird?
he also did mention to meet him at the point where the road meets the top of the hill to start out. So once you approach, he's saying, "Meet me at the top of the hill." Basically, I'll make sure the festivities don't start without you. So then he said, "See you at the top," and then he rode off.
Oh, okay.
But then, yes, he's also saying afterwards he will give you a gift and tell you a secret if you meet him.
Okay.
So,
Is there another way? We should see if there's another way up the hill besides down the path.
there's not. I'm gonna pull up here real quick. I mean, basically, it's like, yeah, it's one singular path through the trees, like through a little clearing in the trees leading to the hill. So you wouldn't necessarily be able to get there. Open map in Tailspire. Ah! Where are we? Okay. This. Yeah, okay. So you guys are gonna be like right. I'm gonna summon you in a second here, Ikenna.
Alright.
Go. You're gonna have to bring your white marker like all the way up pretty much to see everything. Pretty zoomed out, pretty large area.
Oh,
Shoot.
shit.
Oh, not this Hattie. Other Hattie. Hattie, we already got Gavin. Uncle. Irina. Sal. Valerian.
A quick side note, guys. I think I'm gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna pause here. I just wanted to at least get the map up for next time.
Cool.
So nice.
This map is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, it really is.
Shit's gonna be wild. What is that?
Free.
It's the statue.
Yeah.
Looks like Tahiti.
Right.
Here, we'll let this be Elvir.
Tahiti. That was a new treat. Was it treat?
Also, the music here is very sinister.
Ooh. I'm gonna turn it.
You hear
What do we
that,
have to do?
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down because
Pretty
it's
sinister.
not.
I
Yeah,
gotta listen to it. I don't even have it up. Or I have my stuff
Yeah.
muted. Rename Elvir.
Look at this little ragtag team down here.
Oh. Thank you. There we go. There's Elvir. We'll use that one.
Oh, he looks cool.
You guys have such a large group of people.
We're all just stanced up, ready to attack.
Just fucking ready.
So Hattie goes first.
Do I notice that Strahd is gone?
Yeah, I mean, you would catch up eventually and notice that the group of you guys are kind of at the base of the hill here.
Why do you guys all let him dictate the terms? I don't understand.
What do you want to do about it? You talk back to him, he's just going to kill us. It doesn't matter.
Like, he pops in when he wants. He could kill us whenever he wants.
Right.
We at least try to throw him off a little. and not just cater to what he wants us to do.
What do you want to do?
Basically anything he doesn't want us to do. Fuck his dinner. Fuck his walk in the woods. Like, screw that guy. He can kill us whenever he wants. He could have killed us back there. He could have killed us 100 times over. But to just keep letting him do whatever he wants and us to just bend over to him, like, I don't know why everyone's so on board with him.
It's
Right
about
now, we're here to kill these druids, right? That's what we came here for. We're not trying to stay in one place too long. He's just here.
And what are we even doing that for? He said that he doesn't even have the power to get us out of this shitty place. It's even worse. It's the worst news I've gotten in... How long have we been in Barovia, Taylor?
I don't know. Probably game time. Probably a week or two.
The worst news I've gotten in 2 weeks. I've been dead.
I mean, I don't really know what else to do from here. If we let these druids do the ritual, though, he's just going to get stronger. There's just going to be more shit that we got to deal with later.
What you do know and what you can take from the conversation so far with him is that you now know that he also would like to get out of Barovia. His curse is he is trapped here. And when Dunkel asked him, would you like to come to the Great Vale? He said, I wish, so there is motivation on his end to also get out. Therefore, you have an aligning goal here. Food for thought, that's all.
So he doesn't really want to be here either. So we can use that to our advantage to getting out of here. I mean, he's powerful, and we could use that power to help us get out of this place. But also, I feel like he is somehow tied to the reason why nobody can leave. So we may end up having to defeat him eventually. In which taking out the druids would probably be best.
Yeah, I agree with what Kevin's saying. I think we have to kind of take out these druids because, like, either way, I think if we want to be with the Keepers of the Feathers, which are against Strahd, then we have to defeat the druids. But I can understand Dunkel's frustration and not wanting to be buddy-buddy with Strahd when he's around us. But I think from my aspect, I try to take the opportunity to learn information from his end, and not just see everything through the rebellion's end.
I say we continue.
I think we should continue, and we can revisit whether or not we attend his dinner after we defeat druids.
Sounds good to me, personally.
Okay, so
The spies that we could gain potentially could help us later on with whatever endeavors we decide to go on.
Dunkel, Hattie.
I'm good with killing them. I don't want to deal with blight when it's formed.
Have at it. I'll heal you. But I'm getting kind of tired of just the senseless killing. It just seems so orchestrated. He actually came here to talk to us about how we're just gonna go kill everyone. And then allowed us to do it. Do your business, and I'll try to help you all as much as I can.
Okay. I think we're all agreed then. I guess.
All right,
Cool.
onward.
You guys want to? We'll pause here and then take on Yester Hill next one. Is Monday okay with everyone next week?
Yep.
Yes.
You guys just tell me when to show up and I'll be there.
Yep.
I won't pretend like I know what day it is. Just let me know.
I got you, Ikenna.
Cool.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna hit the hay.